Hello and welcome to the Honest Football Podcast Matchday vlog. I'm Craig Sage and with me is no one. There's nobody here. That's because I'm not actually going to the game today. So what's the plan is, Charlie and Cody, they're going to Watford versus Tranmere in the FA Cup third round. They will be part of the 2,500 Super White Army. I'm gutted I can't go, but I want to wish Tranmere all the best of luck. And here's Charlie and Cody with the vlog.
Yes, Craig, we have just arrived at Watford, ahead of the Watford-Tranmere third-round FA Cup game. Charlie, tell us about the experience of getting here.
Well, we've arrived. It's a 25-minute journey from our house, and we left Luton at 12, and it's 1 o'clock because it took us half an hour to find somewhere to park. Can I just say, I know that in a Premier League club, the shittest place I've ever been to try and park somewhere. Absolute disaster.
Parking permits everywhere. A little bit money grabbing, would we say?
Yeah, there's thousands of spaces around the ground, but all of them have got, I mean, nearly half a mile away from the ground, there's still parking permits. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Moving on to the football.
Yes.
We're looking forward to being in the Tranmere end at Watford because, as a Luton fan, I was never going to go in a home end, but I will try my best to be neutral today. Quite an important tie. Obviously changed a bit the dynamic since we got tickets because Nigel Pearson has now taken over at Watford, and they are flying, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, sort of Tranmere have been our adopted team, haven't they? But I think when we bought, as you said, we bought the tickets a few weeks ago, I sort of thought, oh, it could be a good chance for cup upset, but Nigel Pearson's turned around. However, we thought that when they come and played Wickham in the first round, and got a draw, and then went down to 10 men and still managed to beat Wickham at the top of League One. So it's they're not a bad side, this Tranmere side, but I think just a bit inconsistent is probably their biggest problem.
And obviously we followed Tranmere once already in this tie. First round replay away at Wickham, which you can see in the eye above. Quite an interesting tie that one was, and Tranmere, despite being down to 10 men for most of the game, managed to nick a win in extra time remarkably. So we're looking forward to seeing a bit more of them. Dropped into the relegation zone in League One, but in the FA Cup they seem to bring their best performance.
No, it's Morgan Ferrier delivers a second half performance that we saw against Wickham, not the first half one.
Yes,
the first half
he
was constantly offside.
So we are going to desperately try and find some lunch, which will hopefully be easier than getting a parking space, and then we're going to take the long old trek to the ground, and we'll be back with you for kick-off.
Just a quick update, Dan and I actually are in the middle of a shopping centre in Watford because as well as not finding somewhere to park, we've now lost. We've got no idea where we actually are, no idea how to get to the football ground, and this shopping centre just seems to go on forever. Look, what the fuck is this place about? So it is been a bit of a morning. It's Watford 3, Tranmere 0 at half time. Dan, thoughts on the game?
Gifts, would we call them, from Tranmere. Watford have run away with it. They've been at will, really, going through the centre midfield in particular. Two very experienced players in the middle for Tranmere. The lack of legs was showing, I think. So I think the second half is going to be much of the same, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's a shame because I think if they'd held out for half an hour, maybe you might have got something out of it. But two shite goals really in the first 15 minutes, and it's all just.
We've got a few complaints to make as well, but we will save those for after the game, so I can have a proper rant about them. But let's hope the second half's a bit better, and maybe a goal at the away end.
returning to a very dark M1 motorway.
It is a bit
we are returning from one of the most incredible cup ties you could ever wish to see, Charlie.
Words can.
Unfortunately, they can't see you, but you can tell us about it.
I am here. No, I think. Well, Watford raced into a 3-0 lead at half time. I think anyone at the ground, Tranmere fans included, we thought the game was dead and buried.
Agreed.
Watford, you could argue, a bit arrogant, brought on 3 academy players off the bench. They already had sort of a team that was littered with them anyway. Didn't really have any experience on the bench. Brought 3 of them on. Tranmere brought on that Tyler Blackett, who was unbelievable.
Corey Blackett.
Corey Blackett-Taylor, sorry.
Yeah, you're going Old United now.
My head's gone all scrambled. It's honestly the most unbelievable 25 minutes of football I've ever seen. It genuinely was.
I mean, we've got to talk about this very quickly. The first half, there were a few incidents, a few flashes we've got to talk about. So I'll run through them. You can give me your opinion quickly. Ricardo Pereira. International player, Watford player, a very good footballer.
Yeah.
Explain that dive just before half time, Charlie.
I don't even know what it was.
He just went down holding his face randomly. It was absolutely unbelievable.
And do you know that sort of set the tone a little bit for Watford, who I thought rather naively, rather than killing the game off and getting a 4th, spent at pretty much the best part of an hour. It's a time waste up to that point.
I agree.
Tranmere got one. And that was just a thing of it, was just pretending it got elbowed and got it was just desserts later on, if I'm being brutally honest, because obviously he then got sent off, didn't he?
I mean, the thing in the second half, we've got to remember it. Premier League Watford went in 3-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
3-0 up. Coasting. Tranmere didn't like a glove on. Let's be honest.
Jennings had 2 of the tamest shots.
But after yesterday, Charlie, where we released a episode on Spotify and YouTube where you talked about the FA Cup and the magic dwindling, VAR being part of the problem, and what happened today, Charlie? VAR contributed to 2 correct decisions leading to Tranmere Rovers goals.
I will say that game actually restored my faith in the FA Cup. If you want to check it out, it's probably in the eye above, and it's on Spotify, the episode where I completely lambasted the 3rd round of the FA Cup unfairly and unjustly off the back of today. I completely, for tea tonight, I'll have some humble pie, because that restored my faith in not just the FA Cup, in football. It was honestly,
and you must be forgiven, because due to the lighting, it actually looks like you've got a halo above for some reason.
But the VAR, I mean, what I couldn't understand, it was a lot quicker than the Premier League. I mean, but the first decision...
They were excellent. They were 30, 40 seconds, 2 correct decisions, one changing a free kick to a penalty.
Yeah, and the
other one, an offside changed to not offside.
Yeah.
And it was done simply, it was done quickly, and there was no problems, and that's how it should work.
Exactly, and to be honest, it made an unbelievable last 15 minutes of football. I do think the only thing I would say about criticism of the VAR is I don't know why they couldn't put it on the screen.
Well, they weren't showing the replays, were they? They just showed the checking whatever they're checking, and that was it, and we didn't really know what was going on until the keeper threw the ball back towards halfway.
Exactly, so that was the only thing. I don't see why they can't put the replay on there, because everyone saw it within seconds afterwards anyway. So
well, they started showing it after, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was
but we've got to talk about Tranmere. I mean, we've got some clips that you will have seen beforehand of the fans during the game, which was it was incredible. The support was unwavering at 3-0 and 3-0.
Yeah,
it was absolutely brilliant. The club, they're down the relegation zone. If they can get a couple of players in and get their injured players back fit, they'll be out of the trouble in no time. Yeah. 2 successive breaks. They won the conference 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, do you know what it was? It was for me. I think now, having seen how they played in the second half, it was purely a confidence thing. I don't think they're bad players. You know, they've got some good. Like I say, the lad they brought on, the fullback Caprice. I mean, I've watched him 3 times now.
He's been excellent every time.
Been brilliant every time.
I think there's every chance. Well, it's almost certain that replay will be in TV. League One at home to Premier League. We'll try and get our way up there, because it'll be a fantastic tie. And I think it could be a real changing point for their season, confidence-wise. The one thing we've got to talk about near the end is a red card for what seemed to be either an elbow or a stamp or something. It was off the ball, but there was no VAR. Well, there was a VAR check, but there was nothing of note that happened in the stadium.
And we were in a bizarre situation where both teams were quite happy with the draw after that point.
Tranmere almost didn't want to win the game, because financially a home tie at sold out Prenton Park on TV is probably going to be massive. Watford, they had 10 men, they just needed to hang on as well. So all in all, a replay is a fantastic outcome.
Oh, and I think if that game, if the replay's half as good as that last 25 minutes that we saw, then my throat's going. It was an unbelievable experience of football. The only downside to the whole day was the astronomical pricing of concessionary stuff.
So we have got to move on to a couple of negatives. I have never seen at any football stadium in the country more expensive food. £2 for a chocolate bar, standard size. I have never ever seen that anywhere. Right. A Kit Kat chunky or a Snickers, £2 each. Pucker pies for £5.
£5 just for the pucker pie.
The drinks were about normal price, but every food item was extortionate. So thank God we went to Bella Italia.
Exactly. But actually, and also Watford, it's quite an odd ground, isn't it? So, you know, that you've now ticked off your list of 92.
Yeah, it's an old school ground, didn't really have the great deal of character. I know the Elton John lyrics annoy you, but we're not going to go into that because you will no doubtedly offend someone. Had some weird signs on the way in, which I'm sure you'll post on Twitter along the way.
I will do.
But an unbelievable football match, which overruled anything that we would have seen negatively in the ground. Tranmere Rovers, fantastic. The fans, fantastic. What a comeback and an unbelievable day. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. 10 out of 10, completely.
Well done, Tranmere Rovers. A massive thank you for watching. Apologies for the slightly blinding light and Charlie's halo. But a thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And we'll see you next time, hopefully for the replay. And we'll have another matchday vlog soon.